This is Just a Few Questions. Just a Few Questions. I'm Marc Sims in Chicago, and I have Marcia Logan on the line from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And Marcia, how's this I can't say COVID-19, coronavirus drama? What's going on in Philadelphia other than that brother getting kicked off the bus?
Other than him, that's what's going on. That is the bone of contention. People are. What gets me about that? I know you said not that,
No,
but
no, go ahead. Talk about it. Talk about it. Go ahead.
first and foremost, do you remember when they said that face masks are in short supply? Doctors and nurses can't get them, and yet SEPTA, which is our public transit authority, decided overnight now to institute a policy that you needed face masks. Now, we already knew you had to get on the back of the bus and you had to be so many feet away from the driver, and only a certain number of people could ride. Everybody knew that. But overnight, literally, they decided you had to wear face masks. Well, I guess this one brother was on his way to work. I don't know if he knew or didn't know, but I'm assuming he didn't know because he was on his way to work. Apparently, the driver didn't tell him. Maybe he didn't see him because now you get on the back of the bus. You don't get on the front. And there's a line where you can't get anywhere near the driver. So maybe he didn't see him. And no one else mentioned it. But the cops decided to come on and just drag this man, like 8 to 10 cops deep, off of a bus. And I'm assuming they didn't instruct him as to why, because the man was like, I'm on my way to work. What are you doing? And if you're on your way to work, you're not just going to not wear a mask if you know you're supposed to. There was no signage on the bus. There were no flyers being handed out, and there weren't even any face masks for people who don't know. Now, I know a lot of people are sitting at home watching press conference after press conference after press conference, so they may be informed about these policies. But somebody getting up and going to work, who probably is not seeing these
Yeah, but
press
because
conferences
we
that
could
come
talk
on
about
at
that
one
forever.
o'clock in the
What's
afternoon.
going on? What's the feel? What are people? We gonna talk about conspiracy theories in part two of this, but what's Philly like right now?
Philly is like the Pied Piper town. I mean, it really feels, it's just something in the air. There's a heaviness in the air. It's like everybody is in what's the word I'm looking for? Snitch mode, I guess is what I can call it. Because this used to be a town of no snitches, which I never really. I'm not saying I was for or against or anything about that, but now, my God, you come out without a mask, or you come out and you're standing 5 feet close to people as opposed to six. People are just, oh my God, I'm gonna tell on you, I'm gonna tell on you. Give me a break. You know, People are mad at people who want to do what's normal. And it's not normal to sit inside of a house and not get any vitamin D from the sun. It's not normal to sit in a house and not get some oxygen. So it's like everybody is perched on their in their window looking to tell on somebody. And they're calling them public enemy number one for just coming outside. Like we have this I don't know if you heard about this pastor here. He's already decided he's holding services on Easter. And they're already like, okay, come on out if you want. You're going to be quarantined, or in some cases arrested. We have $100 fine in place for people who break the stay in home orders. It's just it reminds me of when you used to hear stories years and decades ago about Russia and how people had to stand in line for Coke and jeans. Well, we've become Russia. And nobody is questioning anything. One day, Fauci will say the sky is blue. The next day, he'll say the sky is red. And we don't question anything he says. Now if I get on there and say it, people want 1,000 cited works. But this man can stand behind a podium and blatantly contradict himself the day before, and no one is questioning anything. It's like this coronavirus. The first casualty has been analytical thinking. It's like, wait a minute, you said something else yesterday. You're contradicting yourself today. Whereas those of us who decide to point that out, we've become public enemy number one, trying to
Oh,
get people to think. Or trying to
Marcia,
people, yes.
we're gonna do part two. We're gonna talk about conspiracy theories, maybe even the deep state. We may sound like Republican Fox watching people. So stand by. Let's do part 2. Thanks for doing part 1.